What's going on, everyone? My name's Mark, and this is Mako Reselling. I buy things at thrift stores, places like Goodwill, garage sales, resell them on eBay. In today's video, I've got the rest of my August sales. Had a good month overall, wrapping up the summer. Hopefully this momentum will continue throughout the year. In this video, I'll let you know what I paid for the item, what it sold for, how long it took to sell, and really any other information. So let's go ahead, let's get started. Great flip here. Sold this pair of Brooks Brothers Madison pants. This is new tags for $57. Now I got these at Goodwill about 4 or 5 months ago for $4.99. Initially I listed these out for a pretty high amount, like $70 or $80. You can see here that there's a $248 MSRP on these things. Very nice. They've got this Vital Barberas Canico. Probably not saying that right. The size was kind of unique on this though. It was a 40-30, so definitely was going to take some time. It kind of just goes to show you that sell-through rate is not everything, and average sale price does matter a lot. So a great flip overall here. Great brand to be on the lookout for. This is Flint & Tinder. They are a Huckberry brand. This is a men's cotton blazer. Has kind of a seersucker going on there, you can see. And this cost $5.99 at Goodwill. I actually found 2 of these the same day in the same Goodwill right next to each other. So it was definitely a good day there. Finally sold this. It sold full price, full asking price for $80. And definitely a monster flip. Had some lower offers come in at like 60 and just decided to hold off. Hopefully the other ones I've got listed for like 100. So hopefully I can get at least like 90 for it. Sold this North Face men's fishing shirt for $22. Got it at Goodwill for $4.99. And it sold pretty quick. It sold in about 2 to 3 weeks. So nice quick flip here. Not a ton of profit, but it did move fast. Sold these women's Wrangler bootcut jeans. Got these at the Goodwill bin, so probably $2 or $3. They sold for $21, and they sold in a relatively good amount of time. They took about 2.5 to 3 months. Sold these Koi scrubs. Got these at the bin, so probably paid about $1. Super light. They ended up selling for $16.75. I had them listed about $19. Not a ton of money in scrubs, but, you know, people do need them. People will buy them. And if you can get them cheap enough, it could be worth it. These took a little while to sell. They took about 3 months. But, you know, overall, a decent enough flip. Sold the Charlotte Hornet Jumpman men's warm-up track pants. Now, these sold super quick. I listed them out. They sold same day within about 20 or 30 minutes. I was kind of looking through the comps on these, and a lot of people had like player issued, team issued, but I just didn't think that that was the case with these. The inseam was like 30, so I don't really think there's any Hornets players that are like 5'8" or 5'9". Anyhow, these cost $4.99. They went super quick for $35. So definitely a great flip there. Sold this Cam Newton NFL Carolina Panthers jersey. This I listed up about 3 weeks ago and got this for $4.99 at Goodwill. It sold for $32. So a nice flip there. I love selling jerseys. They're easy to list. There's always demand for them. And I was a bit surprised with this. Some of the comps were a lot lower, and this item got tons of views, tons of watchers. I think it was up to like 30 watchers. I even had like an offer of like 29, and I just decided to just hold off. But a nice flip there, $4.99 into $32. And one other thing I'd say is I'm sort of surprised in a way too, because Cam Newton is probably the most popular Panthers player in history, and there are a lot of his jerseys out there. Sold these Burton boys ski pants. Got these at the Goodwill bins back in late May. So probably took about 3 months to sell. Buy cost probably around $2 to $3. Had them listed at 27 and they sold for 23. I'm always looking out for snow pants, ski pants, those things. They're substantial items, substantial clothing, and new. They cost, not great money, but they definitely can run a penny or two. So definitely one thing to be looking out for as we head into winter. Sold this University of Miami Hurricanes NCAA football jersey. Got this at Goodwill for $4.99 and it sold for $32 relatively quickly, about 4 to 6 weeks, I want to say. Jerseys, I love to sell jerseys, and I remember seeing this on a new rack at Goodwill, so it was $4.99. But definitely keep an eye out on jerseys. This is not like a big name player or anything. I think it's actually like an offensive lineman or defensive lineman or something. So even the players that aren't necessarily the most popular can do well. Sold this Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets Under Armour golf polo for $22. Pretty sure I got this at Goodwill for $4.99. I might have gotten this actually at the bins. Actually, I do think I got this at the bins, so that would have been just a couple dollars. And this took about 4 months to sell. The price, the $22, that's pretty typical, I think, of what you get for these like college logo, Under Armour, Nike, shirts like that. So not too bad of a flip here. Sold these women's cargo shorts. Brand is Democracy. It is new with tags. Got this at Goodwill for $4.99. Was kind of on the fence about buying these. Didn't know if they would end up, just selling for $15 or something. But listed them out for $25 and they sold for full price in just a couple of weeks. So decent flip here. Sold this Polo Ralph Lauren Performance Polo. Nothing too special here. This took about 6 months to sell, and I think I got this at the bin, so it would have been just $1 or $2, and it sold for $19. So good to have it finally out, and it is a nice shirt, so I think whoever bought it is going to be happy. Sold this Polo Ralph Lauren GI shirt. Don't really know too much about what these GI shirts are specifically, the background and everything, but they do sell well. You can kind of see the tag there. Something to be on the lookout for. This costs $4.99. Had it listed for $35. Sent out an offer for $31, and the person accepted. So it took overall, I think, about 3 months to sell. Pretty good flip. Sold these North Face ski pants for $37. Got these at Goodwill for $4.99, and they sold pretty quickly, about 5 to 6 weeks. So yeah, I definitely like selling ski pants, and it's good definitely that it's selling end of summer here. Sold this Brooks Brothers Makers men's button-down shirt. Now this is vintage, made in USA. You can see there hopefully on the tag. And this is definitely one you want to be looking out for. Got this at Goodwill for $4.99 and listed it out for $43. The guy sent an offer for $38. Now we kind of went back and forth because he wanted to see kind of a weird size on this, some weird measurements, but I gave them to him and he was nice, and he paid quickly. So definitely a nice quick flip. This took about 2 weeks to sell. Sold these Levi's 501 CT women's jeans. Got these at Goodwill, the Goodwill bins, about 4 months ago, and they sold for $24. So not too bad of a flip. Not something I would pick up at Goodwill, the retail store, but probably a bins pickup. But if I skipped it, definitely really not missing out on anything. Pretty good flip right here. This is Vermont Country Store is the brand. Now, I don't pick up a ton of women's clothes, especially if they're not like new with tags. I just don't really have the knowledge there yet. But when I saw this was on a new rack. Definitely felt high quality to me. looked like a nice piece, and I decided to go ahead and take a chance on it. Don't even think I looked it up in the store. Anyhow, it was $4.99. I listed it out for $40 when I eventually got around to kind of looking at the comps for it. It looked pretty good. Took an offer on this for $37, and this took about 6 weeks to sell. So overall, a good flip. Sold this Brooks Brothers men's vintage blazer. This is union made in the USA. Not sure that matters too much. This took about 6 weeks to sell. I got it at Goodwill for $5.99, and it sold for $42. Sold this Patagonia windbreaker. Nice flip here. This was $6.99 at Goodwill. I sold it for $55 in just about 2 weeks. It was on definitely one of my haul videos, but it's very nice. You can see that it's got, it's hooded, full zip, really well taken care of. And a lot of people passed on it because it has the Stellar Labs logo. That is a software company, and obviously either someone from the company got it or the person who bought it just didn't really care. Sold this Columbia Cross Terra men's ski jacket, size medium here. Cool jacket, and this sold very quick. This sold in about a week. I got it for at Goodwill for $6.99. Now, I was a little bit nervous with this in terms of some of the features. It's missing like the attached hood you can see at the top. There's also, I think, an inside liner that's missing. So I listed it out at $40, got a watcher, sent an offer for $35, and it sold. So overall, definitely happy with how this turned out. Sold this Peter Millar Texas A&M men's button-down shirt. This took about 3 or 4 months to sell, and I remember getting it and thinking it'll sell when college or school starts back up. And of course it did. Had it listed for $30 and accepted an offer today for $27. So overall, a pretty good flip here. Sold this women's Duluth shirt jacket, shacket. These are good items to pick up. I really like these shackets, especially from Duluth. They don't sell for a ton, but people do want them. Not necessarily the flannels, but these shirt jackets. I think you can see down there the pocket. So this did take a little while to sell. It took about 3.5 to 4 months, and I got this at the Goodwill bins for probably just $2 to $3, something like that. Anyhow, decent flip. Sold this Brooks Brothers men's pink pinpoint Oxford shirt. Now, I got this at Goodwill for $4.99. It took about a month to sell, and it sold for $30. So definitely very happy with this sale. $30 for a used Brooks Brothers shirt like this is definitely on the higher end. I wasn't really expecting to get $30, but I'll definitely take it. I thought it'd be more around the $26 to $28 range. This shirt, though, you can see it does have the French cuffs, which I think does help it. The size is nothing too special. It's a 16.5, 34, which is like a men's large, not some massive size or anything. But overall, a great flip. Sold this Brooks Brothers pinpoint Oxford blue shirt. Now, it is new. It doesn't have tags on it, but it is new. You can tell by the way, just the way it feels. This I got at Goodwill for $4.99, and it sold for $30. Sold these Liverpool Abbey skinny jeans. Now, I got these at the bins probably 4 to 5 months ago. Definitely nothing too special here with these. Probably paid, $1.50, $2, and they sold for $21. So Liverpool in general, something like this, I would not pick up again. But I have had a lot of good luck selling their new with tag stuff, like the new with tag trousers. Those have sold really well for me this year, like $30 to $40 range. So good brand, I think, to be on the lookout for if it's the right item.